Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'm going to start a new tradition in the medical faculty of UKM, the medical UKM talk. Okay, the title of my sharing today is on tissue engineering and regenerative medicine, our experience. Our field of research is called tissue engineering and regenerative medicine. It is a relatively new field in medical biotechnology. And this field gives hope to find cure for chronic and debilitating diseases where there's loss of tissues or organs due to trauma or diseases, or failing cells, failing tissue, or failing organs. We're not just treating the symptoms, mind you. We are looking at cure. Yes, cure is our utmost focus. Example, when there is skin loss, we want to replace the skin loss with tissue engineered skin. When there is cartilage diseases, like in osteoarthritis, in focal cartilage defect, we want to replace the cartilage with brand new functioning cartilage. And where there is diabetes mellitus, no more insulin or anything that can lower the blood sugar. Not just treating symptoms, we're treating the disease. We're going to make pancreas, functioning pancreas for patients. And then for myocardial infarct, why not just treat the infarcted area with a patch of myocardium, an engineered myocardium, which is functioning. We can go on further and further. We can replace, hopefully, kidney one day, liver, and so on. Just name the organ. We, tissue engineers all over the world, are working in this field. There are three elements in tissue engineering. It is a triad, we call it. We have cells, the most important structure, the most important element. We have scaffold, and we have growth stimulants. The cells can be differentiated cells like skin cells, cartilage, bone, and the undifferentiated cell can be stem cells. And we are born with plenty of stem cells. Stem cells can be from the bone marrow. Stem cells can be from the fat that we all have plenty. Adipose derived stem cell. And the cell source can be autologous, which is from your own cell, or allogenic. And the second element is the scaffold. The cells, the scaffold. Scaffold is like a sponge, where there are cavities in it. And the cells can go into the cavities and grow further and make tissues. And from this tissue, we can make organs. And the third component is the growth stimulants. It can be growth factors. It can be interleukins or antioxidants or anything that can promote the proliferation of cells. And it can also make the cell change from one phenotype to another phenotype. Let's say you want to make a nerve. You cannot take a nerve from a person. The person will be paralyzed. So you take stem cell from the person and change the stem cell to nerve cells. And use these nerve cells to make engineered nerve. Right? So we have cells, scaffolds, and also substances that promote proliferation, etc. The cells can be used alone. The cells can be used with the scaffold, or cells and scaffolds together, and also with the growth stimulants. And all this is done with the aim of regenerating damaged cells, tissues, or organs, stimulating irreparable diseases, and stimulating organs to heal themselves, and to restore the normal biological function. And regenerative medicine also empowers scientists to grow tissues and organs in the lab, then take them and implant them safely in a human body that cannot heal by itself. And we tissue engineers, we prefer to use patients' own cells because it's autologous, there's no problem of rejection. But some cells, you cannot get all the cells back from one patient's body. So it has to be other cell source. Example, the stem cell. If we can find an allogenic cell, which is not immunogenic, voila, it is the answer. It is because you can actually have your cells, your tissues, or your organs stored on the shelf when you need it. Mind you, probably one day, maybe one day, not in our era, our great-grandchildren's era, everyone will have a fridge or an oven at home with your spare parts, made from your own cells, or your relative cells, or some stem cells.
Wow.
So how did we started our work 20 years ago in 1999 when we came back from Longwood Avenue in Boston. We started with the simplest tissue, which is the cartilage. Cartilage consists of one cell type, the chondrocytes. So we grew the chondrocytes. It's the easiest cell to grow. We grew chondrocytes rampantly in Boston. But when we came back, it took us 1 year to just cultivate one particular cell type. It's not easy with the change of environment and everything. We had to buy everything. So it took us 1 year to just proliferate and maintain the phenotype of chondrocytes. We wanted to focus on cartilage because we were thinking of regenerating the earlobe in microcephalation. And also, we are thinking our end was on the knee joint in osteoarthritis and focal cartilage defect. Especially focal cartilage defect because our population, our younger population, are more involved in the extreme sports. So we finally, alhamdulillah, has this product called Lutotku. It's an autologous, chondrogenic induced bone marrow mesenchymal stem cell. We induce bone marrow mesenchymal stem cell to become a young cartilage cell. We will inject this into patient. It's a single injection into the knee joint. We've completed our animal model, the big animal model in sheep, and it is the result is very, very good. And the clinical trial, we have obtained ethics approval for our Lutotku clinical trial. We're just getting the money. The money is on the way to initiate the trial for phase 1/2 clinical trial. And this project will be headed by our orthopedic surgeon from the Hamdan and Dr. Rizal, and of course the whole team. Following the cartilage, 1.5 years later, we initiated our second tissue, which is the skin. Skin consists of 2 layers. The upper layer is consists of cells called keratinocyte. The lower layer consists of cells which is called dermal fibroblasts. It took us almost 2 years to establish culture of these 2 cells. We initially grew them together, but they kill each other because they are different population of cells. They fight in the cell culture plate. Later, we separated them and we established a method. We patented this method, and it's UKM patent. We wanted to start skin because our end in mind was large, full thickness wound, large full thickness wound that's been caused by burns, by trauma, and also chronic incurable ulcer such as diabetes ulcer and bed sore. Chronic skin loss has always remained a huge headache, I'm sure, among the surgeons. And the only option that you can actually give patients is what? Split skin graft, that's it. But now, we have completed our first phase and second phase clinical trial with our product, our indigenous product, which is called Kulitku, and then trademarked as MyDerm. MyDerm has successfully completed the first and second phase clinical trial, and now has been licensed to a company. The patent has been licensed to a company for commercialization. And the clinical trial was done by our plastic surgeon, Dr. Farhani, some of the orthopedic surgeons, which I can name here, Prof. Hazla, Prof. Yazid, Prof. Shalima, and also our clinical monitor for the project, which is our rehab physician, Prof. Amara and Prof. Rashida. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more tissues cooking in our oven. We are engineering bone, muscle, tendon with our orthopedic surgeon, cornea, retina, optic nerve with our ophthalmologist, respiratory epithelium, trachea and probably vocal cord with our ENT surgeons, cardiomyocytes with our cardiothoracic surgeon. We are also engineering, we have started work on bladder engineering and urethral engineering with our urologists. And we are still working on skin substitute, although we have a few products already, but skin loss is still a major problem. And now we are using smart biomaterial. Smart bioactive biomaterial, either natural or synthetic, to help in wound healing. And we are working on scaffold, which are more compatible with the human body. Remember, cell, scaffold, and growth stimulants. For the growth stimulants, we are now working on secretomes. Secretomes are what the cell secretes. These are proteins, and these proteins can actually help in the proliferation and in the transformation of these cells. So there's a lot of work all over the world are working on this. And we are also looking at products, natural products, which can modulate the process of epithelial to mesenchymal transition. This process, called epithelial to mesenchymal transition, is a process that can influence healing in our body. And now we are moving towards into molecular mechanism as well as signaling pathway. Ladies and gentlemen, this field called tissue engineering and regenerative medicine, is the ultimate ideal cure for the incurable diseases or damaged tissues or organs. How did we do it? How did we do it? We started very small. 1 grant, small basic tissue culture lab in the ENT department, just beside the pantry. It used to be a storeroom in the ENT department. We built up a basic tissue culture lab. We have 2 lecturers involved and 1 research assistant. 1999. We strategized. Before we got enough results for publication, we started by showcasing our research at exhibitions. We go to many exhibitions, we show them what we have, hoping to meet important people who can give us more money. People from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Science, industries, public, rich people. We go everywhere we can go. We started with exhibition. Then we have some results, but still too little to publish. Where do we go? We present our work at conferences, at scientific conferences in the country and internationally. At that time, there were no tissue engineering conference. There's only medical conferences, surgical conferences. We just go to whatever conference that we can disclose, share our results. Initially, we submitted abstract just like anyone, present poster, present oral, present free paper. But later, when we were well known, people invite us. We became invited speakers. We became plenary speakers, and finally we became keynote speakers. And while going to exhibitions, to conferences, we continue to write proposals because we know we need money if we want to progress. We continue to write proposals for funding from whatever sources we can. And finally, when we have enough data, we started publishing. And alhamdulillah, we never stopped until today. We started with simple journal because at that time, we were doing optimization of cultures. But we make sure when we optimize, we add in something new in the optimization so that we can get it published. Then, when we have more data, we publish in stronger journal. It's just like a vicious circle. More funding, more students. More students, more research. And more research, more data. And, of course, more publication. More publication, people know you, and you get more funding. And we became the referral center for tissue engineering and regenerative medicine in Malaysia as well as in the region. We built the first certified GMP lab in an institution. And this lab has allowed us to culture human cells and human tissues for clinical trial. Dear faculty members, whether you like it or not, publication is very important to make you progress in your field, to make you well known in your field of research and your specialty. By publishing motivates us to share our work, encourages collaboration as well as sharing with the community. It leads to better research, of course, more funding and higher impact. And I personally believe, the only way for research to reach its full potential is publication. Thank you so much.